What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 184. Episode 184 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is not all here today. Liam is playing hooky. No. The intellects of the show, Al and myself, Mike, we are here. Although I use the term intellect very loosely with Al, because he is not the smart one of the group.
This is true. It's a fair take.
Episode 184, Tuck Rule Takes. We are here as always. Shout out to Couch Guy Sports. Go check them out. The OG who's been with this podcast since episode 1. CouchGuySports.com. Check it out. Bunch of sports. Obviously, it's Couch Guy Sports. That's where we started. There's also our co-host who's not here, Liam. He's got a Celtics podcast on there too. Go check it out. Sports Spider as well. That's Spider with a Y. Yeah, new to the podcast, kind of in the last 20 or so episodes, but they're with us now. Go check them out. Bunch of other sports too. If you want a different perspective from Couch Guy, go take a look at that too. So bounce between both things. Just make sure you listen, watch, whatever. I always say watch because I think you get a better experience watching the podcast. But Tuck Rule Takes, Couch Guy Sports Spider. Thank you very much. Not actually, Al, how you doing? Any stories, anything you need to get off your chest before we get into this?
No, just last week of school, so I'm on summer vacation as of Thursday at 2:30.
There you go. What are you in, the 12th grade now? Did you graduate?
Yeah, pretty much. I am receiving my diploma from the I can't think of anything funny. Yeah, I'm receiving my diploma. Yeah.
Fun fact, speaking of diplomas, I never got to walk with my high school class.
Really?
Yeah, because I decided to fuck off my last year and just did not have the grades in one class to get me there. Smart kid, just kind of lazy, like it's every like
just didn't apply yourself. That's
like,
all.
yeah, that's what it is. It's Michael, he knows what he's talking about, just he doesn't do the work. But yeah, so I ended up getting my diploma, but I didn't get to walk, so yeah, my parents weren't happy about that.
So what did you do that night when everybody else was graduating? What'd you do?
I still ended up going to like a couple of people's like graduation things, and it was the most awkward thing ever because I was just like, yeah, I didn't walk. How was it? Fun? Like good stuff? Like cool. But yeah, look, see, like you graduated, got your diploma. I didn't, and we're still in the same spot. Look at that. How does that make you feel?
That deflated the ego a little bit. That's okay. It did. Sometimes the ego needs to be deflated.
No, but Al, thank you for molding the young minds of the world. So, or at least of your.
I attempt to mold.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But yeah, Tuck Rule Takes 184. We're here. Not a ton of Patriots news. So this, without Liam being here, we can talk a little baseball. We can talk some other stuff. So
yeah, we can also talk about something else too, real quick.
What? Do it.
That we didn't bring up last week. You're in the fantasy football league now.
So I am now. I'm finally in. I don't know. It hasn't really been a topic on here, but we've been kind of talking about it here and there. Al and Liam had a fantasy football league. They didn't want me in, the bad boy of fantasy football. That's what I'm known about in the FF streets, the fantasy football.
Yeah, and streets. Also known for taking all Patriots like a middle schooler would do. But continue on.
So funny thing, but that's going to come into play in a second. But yeah, so I'm in the league. I'm in the league now, and correct me if I'm wrong. So what is it now? We have 2 flex spots, right? 2 flex spots and a tight end. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Yeah, tight end, 2 flex, 2 backs, 2 receivers.
Do not be surprised when Efton Chisholm wins me a game, because I'm going to have my starters. I'm not going to pick solely Patriots. I have some that like I want to hit. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to go in front of me. And
I have a feeling I know a couple that you might want.
But I guess some people, obviously, yeah, some big names, maybe a running back, maybe a receiver, maybe a quarterback. I don't know. But now that the league is so deep, I feel like you got to really kind of go into whatever teams you follow and see like, okay, this guy, I might be able to plug and play him here and there, or like maybe someone on injury or something like that. Or like, if you want like one game, you could have Henderson and Stevenson, right? To kind of like handcuff yourself, but it's like maybe one guy gets the yards, the other one gets the touchdowns. I don't know. But no, I am in the fantasy league. I don't know my team's
Yep.
name yet. The group chat has been popping off. Um,
Popping with a lot of polls. A lot of
so
polls in that.
so yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
One thing about the polls, so I don't mind polls. I like polls. I like voting for things. If I scroll by polls on Twitter, I always vote, even if I don't care about what the thing is.
Right.
Um, but the issue with these polls, you get notifications
Mhm.
whenever anyone votes. And there's what? How many people are in this group chat?
It's 10. It's a 10
There's
10
10
person league.
people. So for every poll, there's anywhere from 8 to 10 notifications. And some of those are Al reminding people to vote in the poll. So
Right.
I'm sitting there, and even if like when Al sends a group chat, even if you wanted to mute it for just that poll thing, you still get the little red notification thing for the messages.
I
That's
know.
the only thing that pisses me off about the poll. And I'm
And,
just
and
sitting there and I'm like, ah,
and I get it. And this is one thing you need to understand, Mike, about this league. Last year, this league, and I love everybody that's in this league. I love
mhm,
the people that are not in the league this year that decided to step away. There was so much disorganization and so much chaos
that's what I heard.
that the polls were a necessity. Believe me, I don't want to send 20 freaking polls to all you guys, but because there was so much dysfunction, it was necessary. And even I was texting a couple guys on the side, like former show guest Matty Burnett, like him and I obviously text a lot. And even he was like, I understand. Like, you got to do it. Like, it sucks to get 1,000 polls, which again, I get it. Like, that's the thing you guys don't understand. I get it sucks.
Liam hates the polls.
I know he does. He didn't even download the app, the jerk.
He did.
Like, he won't download the app. It takes 2 seconds. Like,
It's not
it's
even a
just,
real app. It's an app that's like attached to iMessages. It's
that's
not
what I'm
even like a
saying.
real app.
Right. Like, it takes 2 seconds to just put it in, and then it's just boom, you click a button, done, we move on. But whatever. Liam's Liam. We love Liam for who he is. But that's the thing. Like, but now everything's organized. There's
Mhm.
like one thing that I'm contemplating sending out, but this would be a money question. This would be for the money for the league. So I
Okay.
feel like that's an important one
That's a
where,
poll worthy thing.
yeah, where people are like, hey, I have this idea. I got two things, and I'm literally going to say, hey guys, thought of something, but I think this is actually very important.
Mhm.
Vote on it. And then when guys see it, I think they'll agree and be like, oh, okay, this was a necessary after the fact. So again, hopefully the league will be better this year. I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be more structured. It's going to be more organized. And listen, we have two group chats, one for like league decisions. The other one's like, go talk all the crap you want. Like, I don't
No
care.
one uses that one. I've
Which
no
I'm like,
reason.
just go use it. Like, who cares? Like, just
People
go
will
use
start
it.
talking shit in like the business one. You say, "Hey guys, go use that," and it's crickets. No
I
one
know. And
goes
I'm
to
like,
it.
guys, just go. Like, I'm literally saying, just take it out of here. Go, like, talk talk all your trash talk and everything in the other league. Go do it. Like, I don't care.
Dude,
Like,
no one does. No,
I
my
know.
my
So I'm
thing
just
with the
like,
polls, and this is my only comment on the polls. Al, you are great commissioner so far. I've only known Commissioner Al for a few weeks. Great commissioner. I think
thank you.
I think you need to swing your commissioner, big stick around a little bit more. To quote, a old president or whatever. I think that's a presidential quote. I again,
Walk tall and carry a big stick. I think that was
again
FDR, right?
didn't walk for my graduation, so I
That's
don't
true.
know where all the quotes come from.
Yeah, I think
But
that was
like,
FDR that said that. Just
I
a little
believe so.
education
Yeah.
for you.
For instance, Al, when you're asking people when the trade deadline should be, you know what, man? I want to see you come in guns blazing and say, "Hey, listen, fuckers, trade deadline is going to be week 14. You don't like it? Get your trades in beforehand." Like that. That's the commissioner Al I
But
want
if
to see.
you, but if you
I'll vote for
remember,
him.
if you remember, I
Yeah.
did do that for the trade policy. I did do that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. See that's what I'm saying. That's what we need,
Yeah.
Al. We need
So
some.
and
Ah,
right. And
come
so
on.
here, so for all you fantasy football fans out there, this is the way we're doing it. So the way we're doing it is we're all we're all at least 21 and over because our youngest member or 23 and over because our youngest member is 23, just graduated college. The 10 of us can agree. We're smart enough to know what we think a fair trade is.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do is this is just the easy way we're going to do it. The two people that agree on it, they can agree on it. Great. I'm gonna run the trade just through a fantasy football trade simulator. I put the website
Mhm.
in the group chat. I forget the exact name of it, but I'll go back and find it later. And basically, the rule is if the trade has one side favored by more than 10 points in value. So, easy example, if Mike and I make a trade, Mike's value that he's getting back is 90 points and mine is 65. I'm going to say no good, vetoing the trade. You guys got to make it so that way it's at least 10 points or less,
I like that.
or as even as possible.
Mhm.
So then people will have to go back, make the trade. Then once it goes through, it's pretty even with maybe someone getting a slight advantage, but we're not going to have these egregious trades. So that's the way we're doing it. And I think that's going to be a way that at first guys are going to have to get adjusted to, but after that, they're going to be like, oh, okay, this actually creates less problems.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that way. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just, certain things like, listen, I know people, I can already see that people really want to be involved with certain things. Sometimes you got to be like, listen, this is not democracy at certain points, boys. This is a
Mhm.
dictatorship, and I am the dick that takes the ship. That's what you got to say. So,
There you go. That's
um,
that's a creative way to say that. I
right?
think
I
the first
thought so.
time I
I
had
thought, I
said
thought it was
that.
good. It came out better than I thought in my
That's
head.
good for someone that didn't walk at graduation. That's good.
I know. See, that's what I'm talking. I'm street smart. I'm street smart. I'm just not book smart. I don't know
Wouldn't that
what
be common sense
quotes.
though? Wouldn't that be common sense, Mark?
I could, see now we're starting to get in the realm where I don't know. Um, but yeah, you threw me off. But yeah, so you guys will be getting your fantasy football updates throughout the season because Al, Liam, and I will all be playing here and there with each other, whether it's me against Liam, Liam Al, vice versa, all the different possibilities. So
Yeah. What I
we'll keep
actually did
everybody
on
updated.
what I did on Legends was I would update when we used to do Legends. We would always update every week the league, the records, the scores, and who's playing the next week. It would be like a 3 minute
I like it.
segment, but we can do
Yeah, I
something
like
like
it.
that here too.
Yeah, I like it. We'll do that. So yeah, fantasy football people, if you like that, be quick little segments. Don't worry, because no one wants to hear people talk about fantasy for hours and hours. So don't worry. And if you don't like it, guess what? The little bookmarks will be in the video. Just skip forward. Or if you're listening, do
Yep.
the little 10, 15 minute or 15-second thing, and you'll get through it. Don't worry. We'll all get through this together.
Boom.
But so there's a couple things we can talk about here, but I feel like the Boston sports team that's really been taking a lot of the attention right now. It's not so much the Patriots. You would think so, but probably this week it will because you'll have mandatory OTA, so you might get some more storylines out of it. The Celtics kind of got theirs with Tatum, but Tatum's gone. No one's talking about the Celtics. No one's even really talking about the NBA Finals, which is its own thing. But the Bruins, no one even wants to think about the Bruins. They just hired their coach, former player Marco Sturm, but no one
Yep.
wants to talk about them.
No.
The Boston Red Sox.
The
The Boston Red Sox currently fourth place in the AL East. Record is 31-35. They're 4-6 of the last 10. They're playing the Yankees right now as we speak, and I believe Hunter Dobbins gave up a two-run bomb to Aaron Judge, if I remember correctly, or he gave
yes,
up
he
some
did.
sort of a home run. So
Yep. 2 run home run to Judge.
yeah. So one thing, actually, since we're talking about Hunter Dobbins, this is going to be a little bit of a Red Sox section, people. If you don't like it, skip forward or just listen because it's fun to talk about teams when we all know that they're bad. Did you hear Hunter Dobbins' quote about the Yankees?
Oh yeah, he did the Ken Griffey Jr. quote where he's like the Yankees would be the last contract I would sign. I'd
Yeah,
retire before I did that.
I love that, and I know that people are clowning him about it because I mean, kind of hindsight now, you can see he gave up the two-run shot to Aaron Judge. And people are like, oh, you're talking all this shit, but your team sucks. You haven't been good. I don't care. Give me the hatred. We need hatred, not only. And I tweeted this out actually a little before we started doing this. We started recording. We need hatred, not just in this rivalry. We need it back in sports. Too many people are too nice to people, and I feel like we're getting it a little bit. Like hockey, there's always hatred, so I don't even count that. But like in the NBA, we're getting more of your social media people, so I feel like we're getting some hatred there. Football, we're kind of bringing it back a little bit with all these egos these players have. Give me hatred in baseball. I want it. I want you trying to cheat. I want you accusing us of cheating. Like I want this. I want you to say if there was one team left in the world, I would never sign with them. Like that's what I want. I just keep thinking. I think it was it? Yeah, no, it was Carlton Fisk. He was throwing out the first pitch somewhere. I think it was at Fenway or whatever. And there's a picture of him standing there with his arm by his side, and he's giving the finger to the Yankees dugout. That's hatred. That's what I want. So anybody clowning Hunter Dobbins, sure, clown him for his play, not for the talk, right? Before we talk about the Red Sox, how'd you feel about that quote that Dobbins said before the game?
So I didn't even know about that quote till you brought it up, but I would like it better if it was Garrett Crochet that said that comment. Now there's a
Mm,
guy that you can get excited about, a guy that's
yeah.
pitching lights out right
Hmm.
now. A sub 2 ERA. Now if he says that, that gets the boys fired up. That's all I'm gonna say with that. But dude, you're Hunter Dobbins, you have a 4 ERA. Like I
Yeah,
don't mind the actual comment. I mind who says the comment. That's
I
my
get
thing.
it.
Like, talk your stuff if you can back it up. You can't back it up with a 4 ERA and barely getting by, and your team's under 500. Crochet's different. Crochet should have like 7 wins in the season and be in the Cy Young contention conversation. So again, it is what it is. Like, I agree. Get the the rivalries back in the sports. Get the trash talking going. Like
Mhm.
that's the big thing.
Yeah, like the real hatred, not the like I'm gonna talk shit, but then we're gonna like ha it up on the field or whatever. Like, no, I don't want that. I want the anger. Like I love that stuff. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, Yankees and Red Sox are playing. I believe the Red Sox are losing right now as we speak, but we'll see. They won last night, 10-7, like or ten to
Yeah, they're
six,
down to
ten to
nothing right
seven.
now.
So great. My thing with the Red Sox, man, is and like I know it's the topic everybody talks about, but I have to like I feel like we have to talk about it. Roman Anthony hit
Uh,
a 400. I had to look up how long it was. He hit a 497-foot grand slam. And I believe a couple nights ago he walked it off for the Woo Sox, if I remember
yep,
correctly.
it was. Yeah, he did have a walk-off home run. Yep.
I'm gonna ask you because I love baseball too, but I feel like you might be a little bit more plugged in, tuned in to the Red Sox currently because living down in Florida, it's a little tough too.
There.
Give me the play point counterpoint. Give me the reasoning for why Roman Anthony is not on the Boston Red Sox right now.
Oh,
Why is he not getting called up?
it's two reasons. One is the service time thing. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything about service time because I don't. But it's
Mhm.
something with the service time. That's all I know. Like they don't want to call him up too soon because it can affect some things with that, which I think is dumb because you've already brought up Christian Campbell and Marcelo Meyer. You might as well bring up the number one prospect in baseball.
In
But
baseball.
also, right. But also, too, I think part of the problem, Mike, is that there's a little bit of a log jam in the outfield. You have Jaron Duran out there. You have Ceddanne Rafaela. You have Wilyer Abreu. You have Rob Refsnyder. You have a lot of outfielders. So they're trying to find a place for Roman Anthony. But I think the problem, too, this is part of it, what's been going on lately. Trevor Story's starting to come around because
Which
the
is
easy
big.
solution, but still that hurts in a way too. Because the easy solution could just be okay, move Duran to center, Anthony goes to left, move Rafael to short, get rid of Trevor Story. That solves your problem. But because has been hitting a little bit more lately since the Atlanta series, now it's like, well, we can't move this guy off, and the money's way too much for him too. Like he
Mhm.
still has a big contract. I think he still has at least 2 to 3 years left on that deal.
Yep.
So that those are the two big things again. So it's the service time and the log jam in the outfield. And it sucks because I really think that one of Jaron Duran or Wilyer Abreu is going to get traded before the All-Star break, even or before the trade deadline, and maybe even after the trade deadline. First, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Before after the All-Star break or
All Star
before the
break.
trade
Yep.
deadline. There we go.
Mhm.
I know words. I teach numbers, but I should know words too. But
You walked at your graduation, didn't you?
I did walk. I did. Walked with the golden thing, whatever it is around your neck that you wear. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I didn't
I,
get it.
I can't think of it. But we had like gold and white. Like white was the standard color. Gold was if you graduated with like honors or high honors, and I had the obviously the gold.
Oh, little humble brag over there by Al. There you
Exactly.
go. All right, no big deal. Just
Hey,
genius over
somebody's
here.
got to
That's
do
cool.
it. Somebody's got to do it on this podcast, and Liam's
Yeah,
not
because
here to
it's
do
sure
it.
as shit not going to
It's
be me
not
or
you.
Liam. So yeah, no, not at all. Make the point though, like and that's why I said point counterpoint because now I want to know because I know, like I said, you are knowledgeable enough to know yes and no, why for, why against. why should Roman Anthony be up here? And I know this one's a little bit easier, so it doesn't have to be like a long, drawn out thing or whatever.
Yeah,
Just
and it's
give
not.
me the case why Roman Anthony should be on this team.
It's the bat. I mean, it's that simple. You see what he's doing down in AAA. Even Marcelo Meyer, like after his first game, he's figured it out. His first career home run in Yankee Stadium the other day, he's starting to
Hmm.
figure it out. You need to bring these guys up because don't forget, Mike, what's the thing we've been hearing for a couple years now with the Red Sox? 2025. Wait till 2025. That's going to be the year. Anthony's going to be ready. Meyer's going to be ready.
Hmm.
At the time before they traded him, Kyle Teal was going to be ready. Like the future was here. But the problem is, too, they want Roman Anthony and these guys to be saviors. They shouldn't be saviors. They should be parts of the puzzle. So get the bat in the lineup, get more offense in the lineup. That's the simple answer.
Yeah, like that. And I think that's it. And I know I've heard people say, like the whole savior thing. Like, why do you want them to come? Like, why do you want these young guys to come up and have them have to like carry the team or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? Because clearly right now what's happening is not working. It
Right.
really, really isn't. Like, it's not that the Sox don't have a bunch of bad players. It's just you have a bunch of underachieving, underwhelming players. So like whenever players do well, the rest of the team doesn't do well. So it's like
Right.
like Devers can have a great game, but the pitching gives up 7 runs in
And
like
look at
two
what
innings.
Devers did the first 2 weeks of the season. He didn't even look like he belonged in the big leagues.
Yeah, I think
And
it was like
Bregman and
historically
then
a bad start.
right. And then Bregman goes off the first 6 weeks and then he gets hurt. So like
It-
that's part of the problem. That's
yeah,
part and
that's it
also
too.
the starting look at the starting rotation. After Garrett Crochet, their starting rotation sucks. Walker Bueller sucks. Tanner Houck sucks. Brian Bayo kind of sucks. Hunter Dobbin sort of sucks. But there's no true like, yeah, they have their ace now, which is great.
Awesome.
What's the 2 through 5 doing? Nothing.
That's just like any, even if you look at the batting order, like cool. So you got Rafi Devers now having a tremendous season. But okay, so now you have what? So now it's all on Marcelo Meyer. Like the whole point is getting guys in the lineup to protect the other good hitters, you know? Because if
Right.
Roman Anthony comes up, he starts batting well. You put him behind whatever Durant, put him behind Devers, put him behind Meyer, like anybody. And it's like that makes it. And as a baseball fan, if Devers is batting cleanup, like just a clean example, say he's batting cleanup, say the fifth hitter is batting whatever 220, not great, they're going to give Devers shit to hit. They're not going to
I know.
pitch to him at all. But if you have a good batter, which is why Manny and Ortiz was such a great 1-2 punch, because you couldn't really pitch around anybody. Because if you pitch around Manny, Ortiz is there, or vice versa. Like, it's one of those things. So, like, we'll just get him up here, like get him in there learning. I know, like you said, it's the whole like I guess if he comes up and he gets whatever, maybe second in rookie of the year voting, they lose the 6th year on him or all this stuff or whatever. You shouldn't be thinking about that, because if he plays well, just sign him.
And that's part
I
of the
get it,
problem.
but you can't be cheap in baseball of all the sports. Baseball. Like, this isn't like a hard salary cap league. This isn't the NBA now where they have the luxury tax, like, which is going to destroy the Celtics. Like, you don't have all this stuff. Like, get your rookies up here, get them in, and like almost like when we were saying, like, get Drake May in there. He might
Right.
not have a great first few starts, but he's going to be in the league now, and he'll
Right.
he'll adjust. If he is who you think he is, if these players are who we think they are, they'll adjust. Just get them in the lineup. Excitement. It's a thing, especially in baseball. People can go on streaks and runs. It's like in the NBA when teams go on like 18-0 runs. It doesn't
Mhm.
just happen. People are feeling it. Heat checks. That's a real thing.
It
Like,
is. And
get him up here.
you could also have it be like if you wanted to with everybody healthy, you could realistically, Mike, have a lineup that from left to right in the outfield, you go Anthony, Duran, and Abreu. And then across the diamond, you could have Bregman, Rafaela, Story. Again, everybody fully healthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Story at second, Casas at first, Narvaez behind the plate, Crochet on the mound. That is a great team to have every 5 days.
Mhm.
But again, the problem is, what do the other 4 days look like? That's the problem. Again, the pieces are in place, but also like the culture of losing has kind of sunk in. It's like that loser stink is still on
Yep.
the Red Sox. And that's part
Mhm.
of the problem. And I know a lot of people have been blaming Alex Cora too and being like, oh, Cora should be on the hot seat. Oh, Cora should be fired. I don't know if he should be fired. I think you got to look deeper than that, and you got to look upstairs at John Henry. Yeah, they went out and traded for Crochet. Yeah, they signed Bregman. Yeah, I get all that. But look at still what they're doing. They're still keeping and we're not talking just like the number one prospect in your organization. This is the number one prospect in baseball, in all of
Baseball.
Major League Baseball. And you are keeping him in AAA when you have guys like Cedane Rafaela, like he's been hitting a little bit lately. Duran hasn't quite had the year yet that we're hoping he had last year. Abreu had that monster April, but like get some excitement, get some like if you're gonna be an underachieving team, at least bring your young guys up, like you said. Bring Roman Anthony up. Get him in the lineup. Have him hit sixth every night. That's fine. But I don't know. This team is disappointing and it sucks. It really
Yeah.
does.
It's like you have a long season. You kind of fumbled the part of the season where you should have been kicking ass. Like, you sucked against the bad teams. So like just why not? Like you're not gonna mess any of these guys up. Like you said, number one prospect in baseball. If he is who we all think he is, bring him up. He'll adjust relatively quickly. Play him at his position. Don't start like playing everybody at all these different positions, which I know is like a thing in baseball. Like you want to have versatility and all that. No, like just get your guys where they need to be and just let them go. Like that's it. Like you need that on this team. And I would hate if either Duran or Abreu gets traded, but like the Red Sox have brought it on themselves. Like they've put themselves in this situation. You shouldn't have to trade any of those guys, but like you might have to. Like, or you might have to trade Chapman, which I don't even know if anybody's really going to want Aroldis Chapman, but he's like
Some
one of
team
the
might want
bright
him if they need a
spots.
reliever. If they're like a reliever away, they might take him on an expiring contract.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, man. It sucks, and like I think that Boston sports is better when the Red Sox are competitive and good and not making just bonehead decisions. I don't like when the Sox are like the butt of every joke because it's like then it's like baseball. People don't care about baseball. It's like baseball is a good sport. You just like need to have a team that you care about. You
It
know?
needs to be done right. Yep. And it needs to be
Yeah,
done correctly. And they
yeah.
were
That's
doing
what
it
it comes down
correctly
to.
for years, but now they decided to go a different direction.
That's why I think you're right with you got to look up top. You got to look at John Henry. You got to look at ownership. Like that's what you got to do.
Yep.
Devers, by the way, I kind of want your just kind of like final opinion on him. I I'm still like upset with him. Great player, love him on the field. You don't have to love all the players on your teams. This year, Devers kind of killed it for me. I understand the whole like they told me to put my glove away. Now I gotta pick my glove back up. Oh blah blah blah. Yeah, dude, because it's baseball. It's sports. Shit happens. Like injuries happen. Like just like do what the team wants. Like you can bitch about it. Don't do it in public. Don't turn it into a thing. Like it does need to be like a long thing because we've already talked about Devers, but like
Yeah.
kind of overall vibes, feelings on Devers kind of after everything.
I think he's kind of the problem with everything that is the Red Sox culture right now. I think that's part of the problem. Like, and
Agreed.
I'm gonna give Tyler Milliken of 98.5 his flowers here because I listened to Section 10 and he made this point, so I'm gonna, or it might have been on Zolak and Bertrand, but anyways, he made the point. You know who Javi Baez is, right?
Yep.
Yep. So Javi Baez played for a couple different teams, played for the
Hmm.
Mets, the Cubs. Now he's on the Tigers. He was playing
Hmm.
shortstop. AJ Hinch says to Javi Baez, "Hey, I need you to play center field." No problem. Goes and plays center field. Everyone else is buying into the concept of, "Hey, look at what Javi Baez is doing. He's sacrificing his ego to help the team." Sure enough, the Tigers are one of the best teams in baseball right now. Now, granted, they have Tariq Skubal. That helps too. Having a Cy Young Award winner on your
Yeah.
team, that's a big help.
Yeah.
But that goes to show the culture in Detroit is what the Red Sox should be looking to copy and formulate themselves. Have guys that are super unselfish, have guys that are willing to do anything. By the way, just real quick, everybody loves Mookie Betts, right? Everyone talks about,
I was
oh,
just gonna bring him up. Yep.
right, we miss Mookie Betts. Oh, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts started off as an infielder, got a gold glove in the outfield. Now he's back in the infield in Los Angeles. Like,
Yes.
again, Devers, I think he's a great leader on the actual field as far as productivity is concerned.
Hmm.
But as far as leadership is concerned, forget it. Alex Bregman was part of the reason that he was brought in here too. And with Bregman not there, I think that hurts more than people realize. So to wrap it up and to answer your question, Devers on the field, lighting it up, doing what he needs to do. Off the field, I think he's a mess, and I think that's sticking with guys, and it's the wrong type of sticking with guys that we need.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, he can say, or the team can say all the time, like he's not the leader, other people are, but he's getting paid like the leader. You're
Exactly.
treating him like he's one of the leaders. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but yeah, I was gonna bring up the Mookie Betts thing too. So yeah, that's perfect. I mean, Mookie Betts, who pound for pound, a better baseball player than Rafael Devers is. Like, yeah, I mean, we're talking about him like he can do everything: hit, field, throw, everything, run the bases, all that stuff. Like, and he's gonna kind of move and do what he's got to do. Like, come on, man. Just like do what the team needs. Like whatever. But it is what it is. Red Sox right now still playing the Yankees. So next week we'll give another update on them to Leon's chagrin, but we'll still do it and see what's going on with them. But I do want
We'll,
there is
we'll
some
quiz Liam
football.
real quick. We'll quiz Liam on what's going on with
God.
the Red Sox. Put it that way.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, he won't. I don't even think he probably couldn't name one player on the Red Sox, which is fine. It is what it is, but wouldn't be good. Um, Football news though, because like we said, there's really not too much Patriots stuff. We'll get into the Patriots in a second. But kind of big news because the Patriots do play them. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers on a 1 year deal. I haven't seen the money yet. I don't know if you have, but I know it's a 1 year deal that's been reported out there. Um,
I'll see what I can find. I think I saw it
yeah.
was for I'll say 13 million, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's a
I'll
good
take a look.
contract for him. But
Take a
yeah,
look.
he's going to the Steelers. We all kind of expected it. We knew it was going to take a while for him to do it. I think he was on the McAfee show and he was talking about like, oh, a certain team is going to play somewhere, whatever, and it was the
Mhm.
Steelers. That's who he was talking about.
Yeah,
So the Steelers do come to New or they do play the Patriots week 3. Is that game at home or is that
it's a
away?
home game. It's a
It
home
is
game for
at
the
home. Okay,
Patriots.
I thought so. Yeah, so I listen. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been Aaron Rodgers in a long time. I said that when he went to the Jets in 2023. Granted, he got hurt, so we couldn't really see that. But he didn't have a good year in 2022 for Aaron Rodgers, standards or whatever. Last year, he was with the Jets. A lot of empty calorie points, yards, all that fun stuff. I wanted to ask you how you thought this move, well, one, just kind of what you think in general, but how you think it is or it impacts that week 3 game for the Patriots playing the Steelers. Do you think it changes anything? Does it help, hurt, win, loss? What's going on? But yeah, Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. What do you think?
It's so first thing I'll say is this. I got the Schefter tweet with the money. So
Mm.
it's 1 year, 13.65, 10 million guaranteed, maximum value of 19.5. Includes 5.85 million worth of play time and team performance incentives. So basically 1 year for 13 and can get up to almost 20. But anyways, so I think you hit the nail on the head. This was expected. This was one of the worst kept secrets. Like the Steelers needed a quarterback. They didn't really draft a quarterback. Like everyone was like, what are they going to do a quarterback? What are they going to do? Of course, he ends up going to the Steelers. It kind of reminds me of like Cam Newton when he signed with the Patriots in 2020. Like, look at how late he signed.
That's a good one.
Like, like it
Yep.
kind of feels like that, but it's a little different because it just feels like actually, no, it's not even that different because it just feels like they're both toward the end of their careers.
Hmm.
Like, and part of the problem I think is that so you asked me how does it affect the game? I think if the Patriots defense is as advertised, and if Milton Williams and Christian Barmore and Harold Landry are causing havoc up front, I don't think it should really change anything. But the one thing about Rodgers, Mike, and you know this, and we hate to admit it, I know you're the one on this show that doesn't think he's really any good. Liam thinks he's a god, and I'm kind of like, well, he's still okay, I
Yeah.
guess. He still is elusive in the sense of he can still make plays with his legs, not where he's running off 50-yard, like runs like nothing, but he can extend plays still, and that's part of the problem. And
Hmm.
I mean, the Steelers have weapons. Like they do. They have DK Metcalf now.
Hmm.
Like they
Yep.
they do have weapons, and
Yeah, and
that's
I guess
part of
it's
the
out there.
problem.
They might be trying to get another receiver too. So who knows? Maybe they'll add another one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It's again no cap, no. It's a terribly kept secret. It's Alan Lazard. That's who Rodgers wants. Supposedly he wants to stay with the Jets.
Dude just brings
Lazard.
him around everywhere he goes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I mean, I'm surprised Devontae Adams. I know he just signed with the Rams or whatever, but I'm surprised he's not going to be like, oh, I want to go to Pittsburgh too.
Mhm.
It's so that's I just don't see this as like if this was even 5 years ago, I'd be like, oh, like Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh, that's big. But also too, will it be different than the Jets situation? The only reason I would say yeah is because of Mike Tomlin. That's it. Like Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin, he's we can agree he's a reputable head coach.
Hmm.
He's established himself in the league, and a lot of people are saying Tomlin was a big reason that Rodgers wanted to sign in Pittsburgh. So, because think about it, when he signed with the Jets, right? Were we out here saying Robert Saleh was the reason that he wanted to
No,
sign with the Jets? No.
no.
So maybe Rodgers would have a little bit more respect for Mike Tomlin, but then again, could also see it going just like it did with the Jets, where he wants things a certain way. But Tomlin's like, no, dude, we've had winning seasons for the past like I think 20 years or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
no,
like a record. Yep.
we're not doing this. So I think it could be I think it could be a disaster. I do. I think Rodgers should have just hung it up after his last year in Green Bay, but he said he had more, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I think when it comes to the Patriots, I went back and forth if it's good that they're hitting them early in the year as opposed to later. I can see the pros and cons of both, but I like it that it's early in the year. One, because like we don't know, like Drake May's health, he should be healthy this game. So that's good. Defense. Teams aren't going to have a bunch of a bunch of tape on Terrell Williams defense. So I think that'll be a good thing with this team. Like how did the Patriots deploy, like you said? Like how do they deploy basically their front seven? Like, Christian Gonzalez you would assume he's going to be on DK Metcalf most of the game. I think
Yeah.
that's the type of receiver that Gonzalez can do well against. Gonzo also put on a shit ton of muscle this offseason. You can see in a lot of the pictures that he's during these OTAs. So, yeah, I'm kind of like you where it's like this might get the Steelers one extra win than they would get without him. So what does that mean? They're going to have 8 wins? Like I don't know. I don't see it. And I know you said that, you would think that Rodgers would respect Mike Tomlin. I don't think Rodgers respects anybody in the league. You
No.
would you would hope he does, and I think he will until the going starts to get tough.
Yes.
And then you also got to remember George Pickens is still on this team. Like he's not a great locker room guy. Like when
I
things
know.
start to go crazy, he gets a little nuts. So like I can just and then DK Metcalf too. We all wanted him on the Patriots, but like
Of
let's not
course.
act like he does. He's not a hothead, a normal receiver, which is fine. But just all those combustible elements. Mike Tomlin, who doesn't shy away from putting blame or putting responsibility on his players for their mistakes or whatever in the media. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to like that. You don't think he's going to be on the McAfee show, maybe being like, oh, well, that's something I probably would have kept in house, but I'm not
Yeah.
the coach, so I can only focus on what I can do, and then it begins,
But
and then the downfall.
you know who the Steelers are playing week one, right?
No, who they playing?
They're playing the Jets at the Meadowlands.
Man, that's going to be a win for either one of us. For whoever wins is going to help us because if the Jets win, I don't think the Jets are going to be shit this year. So if the Jets take a win away from the Steelers, great. And then if the Jets lose, the Jets lose. So that's always a good time
It
for the
is.
Patriots.
The
So
first month for the Steelers isn't easy. Three of their first, or should I say three? No, two of their first four games on the road. So they're at the Jets week one. They're home against the Seahawks week two. They're at the Patriots week three, and then they're home against the Vikings week four. That's not an easy first 4 weeks.
no, no, not at all. Especially if the Seahawks can figure some stuff out. And then I mean the Vikings are tough. The Patriots, no one knows how they're going to be. The Patriots could be fucking rolling on all cylinders week 3. So who knows? Yeah, that's a tough one. So if they come out of that like 1-3, like assume maybe they beat the Jets or maybe they lose to the Jets, they beat the Seahawks, and then they lose to the Pats and the Vikings. I don't know. That's going to be tough. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think that Rodgers necessarily cares about football anymore. He wants to play. He enjoys playing, obviously. He likes the money. He likes all that. But like, I just don't think that he is as engaged. People talk about, that's how like Shannon Sharp always used to say it, like physically he could still go, but he knew when he was disengaged from football. Like a lot of players seem to know that. And I think Aaron Rodgers is just too stubborn to admit it. And I think we're going to see it this year. I don't like that'd be big if Aaron Rodgers is the reason that Mike Tomlin breaks his like however many year winning record streak. That would be nuts if Aaron Rodgers is the reason behind that. But I
Do
don't
you
know.
think do you think Aaron Rodgers cares more about his legacy? Like that's why he's sticking around to kind of like rewrite his legacy for the last part of it?
I think so. Like, I mean, like I'm sure he hears the news. Like, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but it was a billion years ago. Like, yeah, you won MVP, but how long ago was that? That's like people touting Cam Newton's MVP. Like, yeah, he won it like before people even like knew that Cam Newton was this like guy. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely think that, which is why the Steelers is probably a team that was high on his list because he sees Mike Tomlin, like you said, good coach, regardless if he respects him, if they bump heads, whatever. He knows Mike Tomlin's a good coach. DK Metcalf is there. George Pickens is also there. Like Fryermuth, like they have weapons. They have in their defense. I mean, it's the Steelers, so you assume their defense is always going to be at worst good, like good enough. So yeah, I think so. He doesn't mind playing in the cold too, which is another thing. But yeah, but I also think that he cares so much about his legacy that the second things start to get tough, he pushes blame on other people. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be known as the guy late in his career that like couldn't get it done with team X, Y, or Z. Like it's always, the Jets, like, the people aren't running the right routes. Like, my guys aren't doing this, like coaching, all this stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I just in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that the Steelers are gonna be like I mean, they might make the playoffs. I don't know. Like they have a very tough division. They might not because I don't. They're not better than Baltimore. They're not better than Cincinnati. So, are you telling me there's going to be three teams coming out of the AFC North? Like, I
I
don't
don't know.
see that.
But the
So
Steelers
I
all but they always find a way. That's the frustrating part. They always find a
true,
way.
and it always seems like the Bengals kind of start to falter at some point. So maybe the Steelers could kind of leapfrog them there.
Yeah,
But
it's
I just think
September. With
that
the Bengals, it's September. You know that. They
yeah,
always start off slow. That's their
trust me,
MO.
the Patriots beat them week one. Everybody thought, me included, everybody thought the Patriots were going to be, making the Super Bowl, and they end up winning four games. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. Gives another storyline to the season, which is cool. But yeah, I don't think. I think like halfway through the year, it's gonna be fireworks, and not in a good way. Like fireworks are gonna be like going off when you don't want them to. Like they're gonna be blowing up the barn. Like that's what I think. So. I don't know. We'll see. And like I said, you got that George Pickens there too. Like he's going to start to get a little pissy as well. Like if he hears Aaron Rodgers say something on the Pat McAfee show, he's going to start talking some shit too. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I'd be interested to hear Liam's opinion on this because, like you said, he kind of sees Aaron Rodgers as a god still. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. All right, so we do have some Patriots news. So don't fret not. We are at the Patriots part of the podcast. Sound the sirens, sound the bells. Al, I'm sure you're shocked about this. The report and the reality, the Patriots do not plan on cutting Stephon Diggs.
Whoa. That's
I
news to
know,
me.
I know. It's crazy.
Wait,
We
wait,
were
wait,
all
wait,
sitting
wait,
there.
wait, 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 wait. You mean the Patriots didn't get rid of a receiver based off of one clip of 20 seconds?
It is crazy,
Wait, 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 but wait a minute. I thought that you're supposed to get rid of these guys because, it just is whatever, right? Because, he's on a boat. There was something on there. And granted, we're not saying, listen, don't do bad things, folks. But like,
Of course.
but also recognize, like, come on. But wait a minute, Mike. I thought that this was going to be a problem. I thought that Stephon Diggs wasn't going to go to OTAs. Oh, but wait a minute. He went to all three voluntary sessions, didn't he? That happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got
I
all my
believe
facts
so.
straight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
I'll triple check.
I got the chart. Like, you ever see like Chicago Fire and like the CSI and stuff where they have like all the maps and everything
Hmm.
connected to like who did the crime and
Yeah.
everything. Like that's what
Yeah.
I have just up here. It's like, okay, wait, did this, did that, now he's doing this, now he's back here. It's like,
Dude, I understand that it's a slow NFL time right now, But the out and we're not going to rehash the whole thing, but the outrage was crazy about it. The Patriots were never going to cut him. You had people diving into his contract details to see if they could cut him at a certain point. Like, is he going to show up? Does he? He shows up, and then like it's not happiness that he showed up. It's, well, why did he show up? Did Vrabel threaten him? Did Vrabel kind of nudge him? I don't give a shit. It was probably a mutual thing where because Diggs is a professional. He's an adult. He was probably like, ah, shit. I should probably show up after this. Like,
Mhm.
he's not stupid. He understands. He's grown up in this world of social media. So he showed up, and what's the first thing you start hearing? He's talking to the young guys. He's talking to Jalen Polk. He's giving Efton Chisholm pats on the ass for having good catches and stuff. He's going over routes with the wide receiver coach, and I think it was Polk too over there. Like,
Mhm.
he's becoming a leader. A picture came out of his final voluntary OTA he showed up to, where he's leading the huddle. Like, this is the guy you could, like, all the people you heard on all the radio shows, everybody. I'm not going to single anyone out because it was everybody talking about, like, well, questioning his work ethic. And we brought it up last week, but that has never been a thing. Stephon Diggs' work ethic has never been in question. He is the opposite of Aaron Rodgers. He loves football. He loves it so much that he wants the ball all the time, which is a very diva receiver thing to do. But the reason why he keeps getting signed places is because he's good enough to warrant that, like, give me the ball type attitude.
Right.
Like, they were never cutting him. I don't care what the substance was. We went over it last episode. It was a bag of weed. Now, was there something else in there? No one knows. Either way, the only video you saw was him talking weird to some girls, just being like, hey, them calling him daddy, him wanting to do the daddy stuff. I get if that freaks you out because it's weird. Like that, we do not kink shame here, but that is just a weird thing to see happen. But other than that, like, clearly the team likes him. Clearly Vrabel likes him. Vrabel gave him a 3-year deal, knowing all this stuff about Diggs. Not like that he was going to be on a boat, partying or whatever, but just like he knows who Stephon Diggs is. You had people saying that, like, oh, it depends on how Diggs says sorry to Vrabel or how he talks to him. Enough, dude. I'm sure Vrabel was like, hey, what are you doing, you fucking idiot? Like, that's how he talked to him too. That's how Vrabel comes off, as someone who's like Diggs would show up and he'd be like, are you fucking like, are you stupid? Like, what do you like? Don't do this. And Diggs strikes me as someone who goes, yeah, like, yeah, all right, whatever, man. Like, I'm not gonna do it again. I know I fucked up. I get it, coach. Like, let me just go out there and play. No harm, no foul. Because that's what it is. No harm, no foul. Like,
That's
come
it.
on.
And that's all it should be. Like, you made a mistake. It is what it is. It's not like, and I can't believe I don't remember who it was last year. Who's the Patriot receiver last year? Or no, it was not receiver, Jack Jones. Remember when Jack Jones brought the guns to Logan Airport
Yes,
in the
through the
duffel bag?
airport.
Yeah,
Yes.
like it's not like that. Like that's a federal crime. Like that's
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
That's
Like we
stupid. That's
right.
stupidity. Yeah.
Weed is legalized like in some states and everything. So like if he's in a
Hmm.
state where it is, fine. If not, then that's not a great decision.
Hmm.
But I mean, this should not be talked about more than it already has been. Enough is enough. Like, move on. He went to all 3 voluntary OTAs. He's showing up. He looks good, and he looks ahead of schedule
He
with his
looks very good,
recovery.
man.
Like,
Dude, have you seen, and I know you have, but have you seen the videos of, how they have like the two receivers doing the side by side drills where,
and
like,
like the
I saw
cuts and
one,
everything. Oh my
yeah, where it was
God.
like they threw like a medicine ball and then they did the cuts. Dude, he is better than everybody on this roster. And like that, we knew that, which is why we were excited he's here. But you can see in the fact that he's out there talking to the like we are seeing come to fruition what the three of us, me, you, and Liam, got excited about. Where whatever you think of Diggs, like him being a diva, wanting the ball, whatever, he knows how to play the position and he's doing what we wanted him to do, which is show the rookies or the young guys how to do stuff, like just little things that, like, it's just like any job you go to where, like, you read the manual, you know how to play receiver, but like you got to talk to someone who did it, who can tell you the little tips and tricks, like, like, hey man, like when you're doing this cut, do this real quick because it might throw the corner off for a second, and you're quick
Right.
enough to get to the side. Like this is what we want from Diggs. Like I'm happy he's here. Obviously, we all are. Like mandatory OTA start this week. He's obviously going to show up. I think just watching him play, I'm more confident that he's going to be ready for week one. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if he wasn't, just because I don't know, maybe like when it comes down to it, you might want to play it safe, like start on the pup, start week five, like whatever. But I'm happy he's here. I think it's going to be a net positive for everybody in the room, more so than like, because I mean, we talked about Kendrick Bourne being that veteran who could kind of help,
Mhm.
but Kendrick Bourne talking to you is different from Stefan Diggs talking to you. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's
Mhm.
like you have like the top salesman and like a top 10 salesman talk to you. You know what? Or like a top 15 salesman tell you how to do stuff. Like
Yeah.
you want Stefan Diggs being that guy. But yeah, he looks great in the drills. Great in the drills. He's smiling. No one has anything bad to say about him. Like he's here with May now. So now they can build their thing. Like yeah, I'm pumped. I'm happy this saga is over. I did want to ask you though, do you think Cardi B is going to ring the lighthouse bell at some point?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you remember a couple of years ago or however long ago it was when Cardi B was singing on stage and Robert Kraft was dancing with her. I mean, like,
Oh
come
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Of
no, I
course she
remember.
is.
She will, and she's doing a bunch of things. Like give me my wrestling 15 seconds.
Go
She's
ahead.
hosting SummerSlam this year, so she likes doing all the media things. And I do think she's going to be coming out with an album. So I think she wants her name back out there a little bit more.
Of course.
So yeah, I could see that. And guess what, man? I'd like it. Cardi B isn't everybody's cup of tea. I like her. She's like unapologetically what she is. So I'm down. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm pumped. Diggs is here. Final thoughts? Anything we didn't hit on Diggs? I just like what he's
Uh,
here.
Nothing with Diggs, but I did have something just a little different real quick. And this doesn't have to be a long conversation. This can be a quick 2-minute conversation. Terry McLaurin supposedly unhappy in Washington with the way his contract stuff is going. If you're the Patriots, how aggressive or non-aggressive are you to call the Commanders and see if you can strike a deal?
How many? What are the Patriots? Patriots 2026.
Because, like, you think about it, right? You add McLaurin to that mix. And let's say it costs you either Kendrick Bourne, or maybe it costs you a young receiver, maybe it costs you like a Polk or like a Baker, or it costs you like a young piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's okay. Because if you bring in McLaurin, you have Diggs, you have Douglas, you have Booty, and
I
then you have Kyle
believe
Williams. Like,
so. Right now, okay. So the Patriots have two third round picks next year. Um, I would start. Um, what's going on? Okay, I would start with a third round pick and
yeah.
like Kendrick Bourne, whoever. Like you said, Booty. Even if you wanted to do that, maybe he has more potential. They might want that. Um, and then go from there. If they wanted a second round pick, I would make sure that you can get McLaurin to to sign an extension, to sign, a bigger deal here. But I think I would go to a second round pick. Like you have Diggs for 3 years, McLaurin for 4 years, what three with an option for a four, whatever.
Hmm.
All that's going to do because every move with this team, I think of one person. I think how's it going to help Drake May?
Yep.
Like that's where I'm at. You have those two, that is going to significantly help Drake May. Like Tom Brady most likely wouldn't be Tom Brady if he didn't have the team he had around him.
Right.
For him, it was more defense, but he had some guys on offense too. But like, yeah, I would I think I would go to a second round pick and whoever, pick your player. Bourne, Booty, you want Baker and Polk, 2 for 1. I don't care. That's what I would do. What would you do? Because now I'm curious because you brought it up. I want to know if you're.
I would do a second. I 100% would do a second.
Mhm.
I would hate to give up Bourne, but if that means getting the deal done, I would give up Bourne. I would see if they would take a younger receiver. I would see if I could dangle like maybe again like a Jalen Polk, and then maybe you throw in like I would try to not get rid of Kendrick Bourne, but if you absolutely had to, then If Washington's like, you give us Kendrick Bourne in that second, we're calling it a deal, I do it. Because then you can just get rid of one of the younger receivers too. Because again, look at the receiving core that I mentioned with McLaurin. McLaurin, Diggs, Douglas, Booty, Kyle Williams.
Like, do you want me to say it? Because Super Bowl.
Yeah, of
Is
course,
that
because
what you want me to
that's your
say?
trademark. That's your
That's
trademark.
good, dude. Kyle Williams is kind of like the X factor in this. If he turns out to be like what we think so, like
Mhm.
that'd be. Let me ask you, what if they want Pop Douglas? I know that's a tough one. I think we might value him more
Then
than
like others
Vrabel
should.
might, and
Yeah.
not that Vrabel doesn't value him, but like I know like Patriots fans love him because he's been one of the only bright spots the last couple of years. But yeah, if they wanted Pop Douglas and like a second or a third, whatever, but just the player, if they wanted Pop Douglas, what would you do?
I would say you can have Douglas, but I'm dropping the second to a third.
Yeah,
That's what because I think Pop Douglas brings more value right now than Kendrick Bourne does. Simply
yeah,
because of the age and also the fact that remember Kendrick Bourne was coming off an injury last year. Like he was injured last year and he still wasn't as explosive. Like Pop
hmm
Douglas in a new offense with Josh McDaniels in the fold, that might actually help you a ton.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm with you. I would bump it down to a third and say, listen, this is it. But if it's anyone else, if it's Bourne or Booty or whatever,
do the
yeah, sure.
second,
Sure. I'll
bite
do
the
the
bullet on
second
the
just to get
second.
him. Yeah,
Yep.
because I mean that's a good top three right there.
Yeah.
Diggs, Kyle Williams, you assume I'm just plugging him in over Pop Douglas. If you
Yeah.
get him, Diggs, Williams, and McLaurin, but and then you
It's
also
pretty
have
good.
Hunter Henry still as a tight end, great tight end. You got Henderson and Stevenson at running back.
Austin Hooper is back as your
Yeah,
backup tight end.
you're building a team. That's a
That's what I'm
team.
saying. Now,
That's a good team.
of course, on Monday, and as it's coming out, as you're listening to this on Monday, Terry McLaurin's probably signed a 5-year, like
100%.
$230 million deal. Like,
100%.
yeah, he's
There's
probably already signed. But it's
yeah.
cool. But still, if you're the Patriots, why not be aggressive? You put all the pieces in place. You're Elliott Wolf. You're looking at it. You say to Mike Vrabel, "Hey, Mike, we might have a chance to get Terry McLaurin in here. Like, do you want to do it?" And Vrabel would be like, "Go get him now. What are you talking about?"
The Patriots, I guess it came out the Patriots tried to get Rashad Bateman from the Ravens before
Right.
he
And
signed.
that's why I'm emphasizing this now. So
So,
if you
yep.
wanted to go after Bateman, why would you
hmm
not try to get McLaurin if he's unhappy with the situation in Washington? Plus, the Patriots can actually pay him.
Yeah. Now, again, if he doesn't want to sign a long-term deal here, obviously that's a variable. We don't know if the if a third would do it. Maybe the Patriots don't want to part with a second, which I would understand. I would do it, you would do it, but I understand if you don't want to part with a second. So there's a couple different variables, but I think you definitely have to call, especially if, like I said, if the report is true that the Patriots did try to get Rashad Bateman too. Why wouldn't you try to get a better receiver, you know so we'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I kind of hope it'd be nice to see if they did sign him, kind of something going into, OTAs, like a nice little pick me up there.
I know.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I will obviously monitor that situation as Patriots fans. So before we get out of here, mandatory OTAs are starting this week.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I'll go first or you, whoever you let me know. What's a position group or a battle, but just if you can name the two people or whatever. What are you interested in? What are you most focused on for the Patriots going into OTAs? Because this
Yeah.
is now where you'll see whoever the players are at a position, you're going to see who's going to be getting more starting reps, who's going to be winning the starting reps, who's
Right.
probably going to be on the 53-man roster. Who would you do, whether it's a group or two people in particular? What are you looking for this
So
offseason?
before I answer that, I have something after to kind of wrap up the show that I also wanted to bring up to you because I know you'll get fired up about it. To answer your question, the running backs, it's the backs because you have Ramondre Stevenson coming off of kind of an up and down year, but then you also have people forget about Antonio Gibson. He actually had a good year in the offense last year, and obviously the excitement around Travion Henderson, like that's gonna be the group that's gonna be like, okay, Stevenson's probably gonna start week one, like that's I think pretty established. But
Mhm.
like by October, does Henderson get more of the reps because he's a good pass blocking running back? He's good in the run game. He can block in the running game as well. He can catch passes in the backfield. He can break off long runs. So does he kind of solidify himself in the summer to be like, you know what? And say to Josh McDaniels, you know what? We got something in this kid for the future. And Ramondre, like he's good, but I mean, this kid might be our, future back the next 10 years. So
Mhm.
I'm interested to see, and I'm interested to see how Antonio Gibson fits in. Because if he was good in the Alex Van
Yes.
Pelt offense, I think the Josh McDaniels offense he can thrive in as well.
He should be getting not significant, but just meaningful snaps every week. Antonio Gibson, whether it's just out of the backfield, just passing, he can run a little bit. Yeah, I agree. I like that one because there's a bunch of different options you could go. You could go receiver, which I think is really the correct answer.
Yeah.
Is the receiver position, but I'm not going to pick that. Mine's kind of a little bit different. Center. I want to see if Jared Wilson can beat out Garrett Bradbury to start. I
Oh, I
want
like
to
that.
see that. I want to see because I think you have Campbell on the left. You're probably going to have a young guy at left guard. You got Morgan Moses at right tackle. Old head, he's over there doing his thing. Michael Wenu, right guard. But yeah, I wanna see if you can kind of start to because if Wilson starts and you see that he's really good, and then Campbell, obviously, we hope he does well. You got your center and your left tackle, probably your two most important positions on the line, set for the next 5 years. I want to see that. It's not an exciting one, but I just want to see if to start the year, if Wilson can beat out Bradbury. I just want to see what's going to go on there.
No, that's fair. And you know what? Honestly, if Jared Wilson can take that job from Garrett Bradbury,
Mhm.
then you have Wilson in the middle, Campbell at left tackle. Don't forget about Morgan Moses. I know he's older, but he's a dependable right tackle.
Very.
Then we
Yep.
forget about me and your guys, boy, Mike and Wenu
Yep.
at the right guard position, which is his natural position,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
So with that, okay, so then if you can just figure out that left guard position, whether it's Lane Robinson, if it's Cole Strange, whatever it is, right?
Switzer or whatever his name is, they got going out there too. Schweitzer, I forget. Sorry, long day.
No,
I
it's
don't remember
fine,
the
but
guy's
it's
name, but yeah, there's
no,
another
it's
guy out there too. Yep.
but if you can figure out that line,
Hmm.
then you give Drake May more confidence, you give him more time to process, more time to let plays happen. Then you can let big plays happen and you can move the ball easier down the field. And I think that's important in, training camp to look at. So no, I'm with you, Mike. I want to see who's going to be, the top lineman. I think we can agree it's going to be Campbell at left tackle. It's going to be Moses at right tackle and when who's going to be in there, but who's the guard and who is the center that really comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm still holding out hope for Cole Strange at left guard. Um, I would love to see that. I would love to see him play well. That like it forces the topic where it's like, do the Patriots re-sign Cole Strange? Like, I know they didn't pick up his option, but do they get him? Because he's shown it's been 7 weeks. He's given up one pressure, no sacks. Like, do they keep him? Like, I'd love to see that, but I don't think we will. But either way, if your issue on the line is are you going to start a veteran or a rookie at center and who's going to be your left guard? I think that's doable, especially for what we've had the last few years. Because the last few years have been I like Vidarian low. Like it's been
Oh
not
my
good
God.
times.
Oh my
Not
God.
good times. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. We'll ask Liam next week what we think or what he thinks his position battle what he wants to kind of focus on. I'm sure he'll pick something like safeties or somebody kicker.
Yeah.
No, he won't pick kicker. I should pick kicker. Fuck, I should have picked kicker.
No,
Damn.
it's no Borealis is going to win that
He's
job.
got it.
That's
He's
that's
got it. My
easy.
guy, Miami. All right. What did you want to throw out there before we get out of here?
Yeah, just real quick. I saw this on Twitter. I'm sure you might have seen this too, but Football Focus came out with their tiers of quarterbacks heading into 2025. Mike, I'm going to let you tell me where did they put Drake May?
I believe, if I remember correctly, is it 25 or
A little higher,
22?
22.
22? 22,
He's
that's what it
22.
was.
So we're just going to keep this really quick. I'm going to give you the 21 quarterbacks that are ahead of him. You just tell me real simple, yes or no, should they be ahead of them? A lot of them are going to be obvious, and
Mhm.
we'll agree on this. I'll keep it quick. Patrick Mahomes,
Yes.
yes. Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
yes. Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
yes. Josh Allen, yes.
Yes.
That's where we want him to be. Jalen
Yes.
Hurts, yes.
Yep.
This one's interesting. Jaden Daniels.
I would say yes, just because of his last year.
Right,
I
because
think
of the
he
success
got that.
Washington
Yeah.
had and everything.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd put him that high, but he's above May right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Mhm.
that. Matt Stafford,
Yeah.
yes. Justin Herbert, yes.
Yeah.
Jared Goff right now,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, I like
This is
Goff.
an interesting one. Geno Smith.
I might say yes.
Yeah,
I might
it's
say yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I at first I was like I'm not sure, but maybe slightly. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
So that was
Unfortunately.
okay.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Brock Purdy, yes.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Baker Mayfield, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. CJ
Yeah.
Stroud,
Yeah. Yeah. I know
yeah.
Stroud was a little off last year, but yeah, definitely. I'd put him above him. Yeah.
Here's where it gets interesting. Kyler Murray.
I do not like Kyler Murray. So
I'm not a big Kyler guy either. I had
for
him on like
me, no.
fantasy, but like,
Yeah, fantasy is fine, but again, as we know, fantasy does not mean you're a good realistic football player. Yeah, and
correct.
again, I know we're basing it on what we think May will be, or and all that stuff. But what he's shown, what Kyler Murray has shown, I wouldn't put him above May. Yeah, yeah, that's the first no for me. So yeah, I would no, no.
Okay, so no on Kyler. I'll go no too. How about Trevor
Mhm.
Lawrence? I think talent wise, right now, slightly, but not by much.
See, for me, this is a tie, and tie goes to the runner, and the runner for me is the home team. So I would say no, but I think Trevor Lawrence still has the skill, like you said. Yeah.
Dak Prescott,
It's another tough one, man. Like
it
you,
is tough.
again, because now you're going off. We've seen Dak play really well, and we've only
I know.
seen, 3/4 of a year from
Yeah.
May.
Let's say
Yeah.
yes for now. Just for
Yeah.
now, we'll say yeah.
Yeah.
Tua,
You know what, man? Right now, no. I'm gonna say no because
okay.
people when they talk about May, you talk about his injuries or whatever. So we have to do it with Tua. So no, I'm gonna say no with him.
I'll say yes just because the talent around him is good. That helps him obviously, and he has battled back from so many concussions. So I
True.
mean,
Yep.
he's got a little bit of toughness to him. So
Mhm.
I'll give him that. But like, it's Drake May in 2 years should be better than
Should be.
Tua
Yeah.
if everything goes correctly.
Yeah.
All right, last three. Bo Nix, he had a really
I'm
good
sorry,
rookie year.
man. I know, but I'm gonna say no. I don't when him and May were cooking, like the only difference was that Bo Nix had like a better team. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's close. I like Bo Nix, but I wouldn't just put him ahead of May without you trying to convince me. So
right.
no, I'm gonna say no.
I'll
You can say yeah, because yeah, I get it
No,
if you
it's
say
it's
yes.
a tie for me because I think,
Yeah.
like you said, I think let's see Drake May's second year because I think he can be better than Bo Nix.
Hmm.
Bryce Young, no,
No.
no. I think Bryce Young he showed flashes in Carolina.
Yeah, I like
I'll
him.
give Carolina credit. They're trying to help build around Bryce Young. They've
Yeah.
made signings. They're doing what they need to do, but we'll
Hmm.
see how well it goes. And then the last one, this one, 100% no. JJ McCarthy, no. He hasn't played a snap in the NFL yet.
Okay. What are we doing?
I know that one's
What are
ridiculous.
we doing
I think
here?
we can agree he should be like the highest 18, but he
18.
should be like 19 or 20. That's where he
Yeah.
should be. Couple
I
spots ahead.
think I think he should be, if you want to put him, I think he should be 18 now. At the end of the year, I think he should be top 12. I think that's where he should fall. I think he should end up being better than the Baker Mayfields, the Dak Prescotts out there.
Should be, yes. He should
Yeah,
be.
like so I think at the end of this season, Drake May should be a top 12 quarterback. Whether that's certain stats or whether it's just people ranking them, I think he should be top 12. But right now, 22 definitely seems low, but it's not egregiously low,
Right.
you know? So yeah, I think I'd probably put him more closer to like 18, maybe 19, like you said. But I think at the end of the year he should be 12. But you think probably like 18 or 19 too?
I would say like not, the realistic spot, 19 or 20.
Yeah.
18 it should be the ceiling right now.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks that they have Drake May ahead of, just to rattle them off real quick. Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, Mason Rudolph they had before the Rodgers signings. That's why
Mhm.
Mason Rudolph's in there. And then Tyler Show from the Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, you can I don't know if you want to make the argument for. I know people will always try to make the argument for Caleb Williams. You got to show it to me, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, okay, yeah. So I think, you know what? I think 22 is a. I get it. I get it. As a Patriots fan, I want him a little higher,
I
but I get it.
understand,
Yeah,
but
I don't agree with JJ McCarthy being ahead of him.
he should
Like that's
be he should be
bananas.
20. I think the final answer is 20. Put him at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be 20. And honestly, JJ McCarthy shouldn't be above Caleb Williams. He shouldn't be above. I mean, he
He should
shouldn't
be
be above
31.
anybody.
That's where he should be right now until he plays a snap in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, because all people are going by are just, the same thing that we're going by with May. What we think he might be. Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
And
But
they're going off his
you
stuff
know,
in Michigan and all that stuff too. Like,
yeah, but then you know what? I'll pick the good games Drake May played. So he's
right,
better than
exactly.
JJ McCarthy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah,
But yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll kind of seeing that. I want to revisit this at the end of the year and see kind of where we rate all the quarterbacks again, because that'll be interesting to do. Interesting to see. But yeah,
100%.
I think we had a very level-headed conversation
That
about
was
that
good.
Drake May thing. That was
That's
good stuff.
growth. That's
That was
growth
good. That
for
was
us.
growth. And that, my friend, I've been saying that when I've been getting annoyed, almost getting into fights with Nicole. My wife will get in something, then I'll be like, you know what? Hey, sorry for this, whatever. And she'll be like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, hey, you know what? By the way, babe, that's growth right there. She'll be, shut the fuck up.
It's the Paul Rudd video. Look at us.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at us.
Try it. If you and you and your lovely fiance, you guys get into an argument towards the end, like if you want it to be over, just be like, you know what? Hey, I apologize. You know what? Hey, I also want to let you know that's growth right there, babe. And then start a whole new fight. Start a whole new fight. All right, Al, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here on this beautiful Sunday?
The last thing I'll say is a food topic here. Have you ever had Raising Cane's, the restaurant, the chicken finger place?
I listen, you should ask me earlier in the podcast. I can go off on it. They just built one. They're big down here.
Yeah,
They just built one 10 minutes from where I live. Without knowing why you're asking this question, I was let down.
that's fair. I had it for
I
the
was let down.
first. I had it for the first time today because I always wanted to try it.
Okay.
I'm a
What do you
fan.
think?
I'm a huge fan.
It's good. Oh no, it's
It's
definitely. But
really
dude,
good.
the way people talk about it down here, you would think it's like I don't even know. But like it is. It is good. Like I would never tell someone not to go.
Right.
You know,
No,
like
that's
it's
fair.
the drive-through thing. Did they do the thing where like the person was out there taking your
So I got on Uber
order?
Eats. So I did Uber Eats. It's Sunday. It's my rot day. I
Okay.
ordered it on Uber Eats. I'm like, you know
Yep.
what? I want to order it. It's great. I did I think it was like the 4-piece combo. No
Yep.
coleslaw. Did not get coleslaw because I
Yeah.
hate
No need.
coleslaw.
No need. Get it out. Get it
Extra,
out.
couple extra cane sauces, an extra Texas toast. So I had the 4 chicken fingers, the crinkle fries, 2 pieces of the Texas toast, 3 sides of the sauce. I'm a big condiment guy. I don't care. Happy to
Their
do it.
sauce is good. I've only had it the one time as well, and it was only like a month ago. So yeah, the
It's
sauce is
good,
good.
man. And
Yeah.
had a nice root beer with it. Like it was
You're a
delicious.
root beer guy.
I am a root beer guy.
Fuck yeah, me too.
Love
There
root
we
beer.
go.
Love a
There
good
we
root
go.
beer.
Let me. Do you like Dr. Pepper?
Not as much, but I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in forever, but if you gave me one, I'd drink it.
Oh no, no. Throw it out with the coleslaw. I'm
Okay.
out on Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
But no, so I will if you go there, it's almost like Chick-fil-A where they have like the people out there talking to
Exactly.
you. Love that. You immediately get like an extra point from me if you got someone out there taking my order. Love
Fair
it.
enough. Okay.
Love
Good
it.
to
But yeah,
know.
so I might try it again this weekend. Just like I said, not bad. The fries were great. The chicken was fine. I think it's just expectations.
That's
People
fair.
people set it up like it was this, the second coming of like God's chicken, and I was like, it's not.
Right.
This is like, it's still fine, but we'll give
Nice
it a
and
chance.
crispy
The
though.
sauces are great.
Crispy
Yeah, like I
chicken.
said, nothing wrong with it. Just, you know, I don't know. It's good. We'll see. I'll have it again. Give a review next episode. Another one.
Love
I'll
it.
give one.
Love it.
All right, guys. So Tuck Rule Takes episode 184. Liam will be back next week. Hopefully, the Patriots give us some storylines to talk about with mandatory OTAs starting. Hopefully, we get some bullshit from Aaron Rodgers. That'd be nice to talk about. Maybe him and Tomlin have a blow up on the sideline. That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
But until next week, for Al, for Liam, who's not here, I'm Mike. We'll see you next, probably, next Monday. Whatever. Just check your feed. We'll be there. See you next week. Go Pats.
Later.
Sweet feet.